Do you sometimes feel shy or nervous when you need to explain a problem at work? Or maybe you don't know the right words to suggest a solution? Well, don't worry. I'm here and my friend Bonnie to help you. Today, we will teach you 20 simple phrases you can use to talk about problems and solutions. Welcome back, friends, to English for Tech Professionals. I'm Anna Gandrabura, your English and Effective Communication coach from English for IT, where we help tech professionals like you improve their English for work and life. And this is my new friend, Bonnie. Bonnie will be assisting me today. If you're new here, hit subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss a new video from English for IT. We post new videos every Friday. Let's get the ball rolling, and I want to start talking about how to communicate a problem that just happened. And I would like to give you some phrases that you can use to do so. Number one is to experience an issue or to encounter an issue. These are two very common phrases that mean to face or go through the problem. For example, we are experiencing an issue with the server, or a lot of our users experience UI bugs, or you might encounter difficulties during the setup process, or we have encountered a delay in the delivery schedule. Encounter a problem or experience a problem. Phrase number two, have trouble doing something. Use this phrase when you are struggling with something or when something isn't working. But remember, have trouble doing something. We need to use ing, verb with the ing form. For example, I'm having trouble accessing the database. After the phrase have trouble, we always say the gerund form. Have trouble doing something. Not have trouble to do something. Not have trouble do something, but have trouble doing something, right? I have trouble accessing. Or, for example, if you don't understand what I'm saying, you can say, Anna, I have trouble understanding you. That's how you talk about the problem. I have trouble understanding you. Could you speak slower? Phrase number three is run into an issue with something. It means to face an unexpected problem that catches you off guard. Unexpected, catches you off guard. For example, we ran into an issue with the new software update. I tried to save the settings, but I ran into a 500 internal server error. So run into an issue with something. In other words, face an issue or come across an issue, or in a more simple way, have an issue with something. But when you say I ran into an issue, it means like it was unexpected, right? Like you didn't expect it. You thought everything is going to work, but you ran into an issue. That's why it's better to say run into an issue, not just have an issue. Phrase number four is a polite English phrase. There seems to be a problem with something. Now, this is a very polite, like I said, and diplomatic way to point out that something isn't working as expected, right? To say that something isn't working as expected. There seems to be a problem with network connection. Could you check what might be causing it, right? There seems to be a problem with something, right? So memorize this phrase as is. Phrase number five, it appears that. Another polite phrase for communicating bad news and problems. For example, it appears that the update caused some unexpected issues. Now let's talk about how to describe a persisting problem. What is a persisting problem? A persisting problem is a problem that continues to happen despite you doing your best to solve it. So it's like it's repeating, it's happening again and again. And here is how you can talk about a persisting problem. Phrase number six. I've tried plus gerund, but nothing seems to work, or it didn't help. Use this phrase to describe which solution you have already tried and say what happened. For example, I've tried restarting the system, but it didn't work, or but it didn't help. Another phrase that you can use to talk about a persisting problem is another gerund phrase. Something keeps happening. You use this phrase when a problem happens repeatedly. For example, the application keeps crashing unexpectedly. And again, after keep, we need to use gerund. The application keeps crashing. Another phrase is something won't do something. When something fails to do what it should. Listen to my example to understand how to use this phrase. The animations won't load on my browser. When something fails, when something doesn't do what it's supposed to do, you say it won't do it. For example, I want my Bonnie, my llama Bonnie, to speak, but she won't speak. She won't speak. Yeah, because this is a stuffed animal. Or let's say you're trying to switch on the lights, but it won't work. Yeah, so you can say the lights won't work. Phrase number 9, something has been an issue for some time, a period of time. Use this phrase to describe a problem that has lasted for a certain amount of time. For example, the slow loading has been an issue for several days now. Has been an issue for several days now. Phrase number 10 that you can use to talk about a persistent problem is hit a roadblock with something. When you encounter an obstacle that stops progress, you already know the verb encounter. When you encounter an obstacle, you can say hit a roadblock. What is a roadblock, right? Like imagine you're driving a car and there is a block, there is like a piece of rock, for example, or something on the road, and it blocks you. This is what a roadblock is. And here's an example. We hit a roadblock with the client's approval process. We hit the roadblock with something, with the client's approval process. We are halfway through, actually. We have just covered 10 phrases. We have 10 more. Now I would like to hear your thoughts. Have you learned any new phrases? If you have, drop them in the comments. I want to see which phrases you have learned. Okay, so once you know which problem you're dealing with, now it's time to talk about solutions. How to talk about solutions? Let's find out and let's take a look at the following phrases. Phrase number 11 out of 20 is look into something. And I have probably mentioned this phrase before. I've talked about it in my previous videos. To look into something means to investigate or check the issue. For example, I will look into the error and get back to you. And just a friendly reminder, to get back to you means I will return to you with my response, right? Get back to someone. I'll look into it and get back to you. Actually, this phrase is worth memorizing as is. I will look into it and get back to you. Just memorize this phrase and use it every time when you need to talk about a solution to a problem. But you want to say that you need some time in order to investigate it and then give the information. Phrase number 12 is very tacky. To work on a fix means to actively try to solve the problem. Phrase number 13 is I propose that or I suggest that. Use this phrase or these phrases to politely offer an idea or solution. For example, I propose that we delay the launch to fix the issue, or I suggest that we delay the launch to fix the issue. Now pay attention that you don't say I suggest to delay or I propose to delay. The correct way to use these two verbs is in the construction. I suggest that we do something, or I propose that we do something. Please keep that in mind. Every time you have to say suggest, do not say I suggest to do something. It's grammatically incorrect. I suggest that we do something is grammatically correct. Another way to propose a solution to a problem is by asking a question. For example, have you tried doing something? Again, this is a gerund phrase. Have you tried doing something is a great phrase for brainstorming solutions. For example, you can ask something like, have you tried clearing your browser cache? Or have you tried turning your computer off and on again? Have you tried doing something? Now, the key with this phrase, I'm pretty sure you have heard about this phrase and you know this phrase, right? Have you tried? But the key is the ing form. Have you tried doing something? Again, remember, we use gerund after try in this construction. Phrase number 15 is a great linking phrase. In the meantime, it's a common phrase to recommend some next steps while waiting for the problem to be resolved. For example, our primary server is down due to maintenance. In the meantime, please use the backup system. In the meantime, like while something is being done, you can do this. Now I would like to share some additional phrases that you can use to talk about problems and solutions. Phrase number 16, get something up and running, a very techy phrase. Make a system or process fully operational. Get something up and running, make it fully working. We need to get the system up and running by tomorrow. Phrase number 17 is root cause. Root cause is the main reason for the problem. Here's an example. After several tests, we finally identified the root cause of the system crash. A memory leak in the new software update. Yeah? So what is the root cause of the problem that you have encountered? That's how you're going to use it. Phrase number 18 is a workaround. A workaround is a temporary solution to bypass a problem, to avoid a problem or to solve a problem. For example, we can implement a workaround until the update is ready. Phrase number 19, escalate a problem, to raise the issue to a higher level support or management. To escalate a problem, it means to tell the manager about this problem. If it persists, we should escalate the problem to senior management. Escalate the problem or escalate the issue. And last but not least, 20 is to flag an issue. To flag an issue means to point out a problem for attention. For example, please flag any issues you notice during testing. To flag is a verb, yes. You got it now. 20 phrases to talk about problems and solutions at work. Which one will you use this week at work? Drop this phrase in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And if you want to level up your English skills, just like Bonnie is doing, in just 7 days, check out our new course, English for Tech Lite. You will find the link and a special offer in the description. Special offer, 50% off. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share it with a colleague who needs to improve their workplace English. And I'll see you in the next video. Remember, every Friday I'm here. I hope you're here as well.